When I was in my senior year of high school in late 2016 and early 2017, I had a lot on my plate. I was doing full-time work with the movie theater that I worked at. I was in a college prep school, so my on-level classes there was equivalent to a freshman year's worth of college coursework. I was doing concurrent enrollment at my local community college. I was in a relationship. I was doing a daily blog where I actually hit pretty close to 500 days in a row of blogging. And I was also running a YouTube channel, which a lot of my more popular videos are actually from that time period. So I was actually investing a reasonable amount of time into doing that. And if you're counting on your hand, you might notice that's a lot of different things that I was juggling at once. And a lot of that I couldn't really accomplish in a given 15 to 17 hour day. So I made the choice to drink and consume a lot of caffeine. Now, I know a lot of people like to brag about how much caffeine they have, but let me give you an example. In the morning, I would have 2 cups of coffee. The average cup of coffee is like 90 to 100 milligrams of caffeine. So let's just say 200 and make it simple. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Then throughout my high school day, I would usually have 2 to 3 sodas. Let's say it was an average of 60 milligrams for 180, so that's 380 milligrams. A lot of the times, I would also have a caffeine pill, the 100 extra milligrams. If I was working, I would have complimentary soda. Now, I couldn't really count the exact amount that I had, but it was a reasonable amount of soda that I would have. If it was a day where I wasn't working and I was going to college, then later going on to either hang out with my girlfriend or doing blogging or YouTube or working on the mountains of homework that I would have another cup of coffee, maybe some more soda. Suffice to say, I had a lot of caffeine. And it would get to the point where if I didn't have at least the coffee in the morning, I would just have raging migraines from withdrawal. And it was really unsustainable, really unhealthy. And it's a choice that I made in the moment that I don't regret by any means, but it was an eye-opener to the limits of what I could reasonably accomplish. And I had like a year-long burnout after my senior year of high school because I'd done so much during that year that the following year in college, I actually performed pretty poorly because I didn't have a lot of motivation because I had already exhausted so much willpower. Now, why is that relevant to the title of this video, which you might be asking yourself? Well, recently I've noticed that I've been consuming a lot of caffeine and that if I don't have it within a given day, I'm getting those headaches again. And I've gone through several different phases between my senior year of high school and where I'm at now, so between the ages of 18 and 22, where I've gotten really hooked on caffeine and then I'd stop and go cold turkey for a few months and then I'd go back and the cycle continues. And I'm now at the point where I've been giving it up and I haven't been consuming it for the past 4 days now. And I'm still in the dull headache stage, but I've already passed like the really sharp withdrawal. So I'm going on a good positive slope now. And the question a lot of people like to ask whenever I'm talking about this is why bother? A lot of people consume caffeine on a daily basis. A lot of people are addicted to caffeine, but it's not really the most dangerous substance on the planet. Coffee can be good for you. You know, obviously soda is not great, but there are more safe ways of consuming caffeine and, you know, allows people to get started early in the morning and be able to work throughout a hard work day. There are definitely positive benefits to it. But what has to be noted is that I have a very addictive personality. Whenever I get really into something, it's very difficult for me to get out of it, which is one of the reasons why I've never consumed alcohol, never done any drugs, and you can see it a lot on both sides of my family. There have been forms of addiction issues, and caffeine is one of those things that's so easily accessible, there's no immediate harm to it, that I find it really easy to get hooked on it again and again. And I probably will a few months down the line. But what I'm trying to do, at least for the first month of 2021, is just do a detox of caffeine and really take a step back and appreciate the struggle of that. People who take an active effort to be uncomfortable will typically find some growth from that experience. If you're doing something to strain yourself and put yourself out of your comfort zone, you're going to have some form of growth. It's really easy to sit back, stare at your phone all the time during your free time, waste your life, consume everything in front of you, and just live. It's really easy to not say no to something very easily accessible that won't immediately damage your life. What's really hard is taking a more macro look, looking at a more long-term perspective and thinking to yourself, what will I accomplish if I choose to struggle and choose to grow stronger and choose to try to make myself healthier? And what you find is, although it sucks in the moment, because right now I still have a headache, I've been taking Advils here and there to try to mitigate some of it. I'm growing from the experience. I've gone through several detoxes before. Every single time I do it, it gets a little bit easier, and I can prove to myself that I don't have to be addicted to something, and that if I need to, I can take a step back from it. And a lot of people who don't exercise enough self-control don't really know what their limits are of what they can live without. You know, people who go on phone detoxes, blows my mind. You know, people who go like a month or two without using their phone or without browsing the internet, that's mind-boggling to me. And I really can't do that because I do this, and this is fun for me, and I do a lot of photography, and I share a lot of those things. I've tried to make it more responsible. I deleted my Quora, I don't know what the website is, Quora.com app. I was really addicted to reading posts on there, and it really didn't benefit me at all. So I started reading like actual books because I have a backlog of books that I've been trying to kill recently. And whenever you exercise those little bits of self-control, you actively make your life better. Because I stopped reading Quora so much, I've been reading more informative books that make my life better. Because I quit caffeine, I'm able to reflect on what I can and can't do and how far my addictions really push me in one way or the other. So take a look at your life. Think to yourself, are there things that I'm currently doing that I don't need to be doing? And if I cut those things out of my life, will I have some kind of growth or benefit from that? Once you've asked those questions and you come to the answers you decide you come to, you should take action. It's really easy to watch a video about this and then flip on to the next video and completely forget about it. Or you could stop watching this video, take a step back, maybe write down in your journal, your handy dandy journal. Think to yourself, man, can I make my life any better? Do I have to be in the circumstances I'm in now? Or what really is the point of going through discomfort? And if you can answer those questions and you can accomplish those things, you can become a better person as a result, at least in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. I was going to say that I was rambling, but I say that in most of my videos, so I just kind of accepted the fact that I do that now. If you enjoyed, you found something from this, maybe you just think I'm stupid, go ahead and leave a like. I would appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, or just seeing my face, go ahead and subscribe. I'm around pretty often. I respond to most comments as long as you're not being a jerk. Do not forget to keep it casual.